let's talk a little bit about some really nitty-gritty stuff. The tricks that we all use to make our life work. And it can be what kind of child care you have, how have you divided chores with your husband, or have you delegated in some other way, or have you totally let them go? And I will start by saying some of the stuff that I do. I've used every kind of child care out there, nannies, babysitters, housekeepers, daycare, and I'm just a fan of all of it. I just think that as long as the people are good, it's all great. And there are many times where it's much better than me, and it allows me to be a better mom when I'm present. I also have let so many things go. I have never been a good cook, and I just barely cook at all at home. It's a real challenge for me to even cook food for my kids. And when I say cook, I mean like heat up fish sticks and hash browns. So I let that go. I also have a rule that has helped me a lot, is that I do not volunteer at the kids' school. My rule is that I'm going to volunteer when they are old enough to be left alone without a babysitter. And then I will volunteer a lot. But I am not paying a babysitter to stay home with my kids so I can go to their school and do stuff. I'm just not doing it. And I know that's really, it's sort of harsh. There are not many moms that can be that much the way that I am. But it's one of the little tricks that has worked for me. So share your wisdom. Kirsten, you look like you might have something in there.
Well, so I'm both planned and lucky. So we have a really great nanny who has been with us 6 years now and definitely keeps it on the rails. And I do have a wonderful husband who's here, so I have to say that. And, our kids aren't always great, though. It's kind of a mess sometimes. Like, we still have a hole in our bathroom ceiling that I'm not even sure either of us notice anymore, because like the house stuff just doesn't get done. Like, we needed a light went out, and then it turned out you couldn't replace it. It wasn't just a replace a light bulb, fixed a fan, but it was much smaller, and there's a huge hole. And that's like 6 months now, and I don't know when that'll get fixed because we don't really do stuff around the house. But I have Fridays off, which is awesome. It's kind of a good combination because by the time of the end of the work week, I'm dying to be home with the kids, but by the time I'm done with the weekend, I'm dying to be away from my kids. And so we have a little bit of a blend there. I do the nanny. My husband does taxes. He does, I don't know, garbage, and I do something else. Like, we kind of split some stuff like that. And then we do just kind of live a little rougher around the edges. And I do a lot of online stuff. Online shopping. We have some grocery stuff that happens. And the rest of the stuff kind of slides right now. I mean, my mom asked me, she's like, well, what do you do for yourself? I mean, you're so busy. And I think for that, I go to work is what I do for myself. Right. And I really, that's a big part of kind of where I get some adult interaction and fun. And that's a good blend for me. But it's different for everybody.
It's all about the negotiation and the compromise. No matter what, we start with, okay, how much choice time do you have? My husband and I. How much choice time do you have? Well, an hour this week. Okay, you had 2 hours, and we literally, okay, then that means you have to, and compromising. And our house is more cluttery than either of us would like. And we told our friends and family, don't ever expect birthday cards or anniversary cards, because that's how we just kind of tried to think through what could we give on, because you can't do it all. And
I used to be like militant about thank you notes.
Yeah.
Militant.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone got a thank you note for everything.
Right.
And I'm like, thanks, email.
An email.
Sorry.
Now, you know it's bad when you can't get the online birthday card there on time.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
So.
And my husband and I had a summit. We actually sat down and negotiated. When I realized after, we said it was going to be 50-50 before my kids were born. And then when I realized that, that doesn't really work when you're nursing and up in the middle of, So we actually sat down and had like a peace talk about how we're going to split it up. And he's allowed to play golf every other Saturday unless it rains. We had all these deals going on, and I do all the kid stuff, and he does all the house stuff, and that's just how it works out. And it works like 40% of the time.